So when we think about balance, I want you to think about balance in your life in general. Like, what does that look like? What is that? You know, when we think about balance in nature, we're a part of nature. I say this all the time. Like trees were so healthy, they started sprouting fruit. Right? When the earth is healthy, it starts peopling. That's why we're here. So we come from nature, right? Earth was healthy, it started peopling, and we don't think about what we're doing to the balance in nature, the balance within our own nature, right? So with our diet, we're not eating right, we're not drinking water, we're not exercising, we're not moving within our planet in general. Think about how wasteful we are just in your own life. How wasteful are you, right? I started going to the grocery store like every 2 to 3 days instead of like once a week or twice or once every 2 weeks, right? Because I'm throwing away a lot of food. When I go into the grocery store, this is on sale, this is on sale, I'm buying it, I think I want it now, and then in 4 days I don't want it and it goes to waste. When I could go into the grocery store every 2 to 3 days and eat based on what I know I want to eat on that day or the next day, right?
That's how you're supposed to shop. You're supposed to shop.
Especially now with the groceries don't last long.
For freshness. Sometimes some things last too long and you know right.
That's true.
Some fruit, I'm like, why is it still good?
That's true.
It wasn't good before. Now it's good.
That's true.
You gotta watch it. Everything.
When we think about balance, we tend to think about it like a scale, right? Is that how you see balance? Like scale? Okay. But think about balance when they say eat a balanced diet. Do you need the same serving of vegetables? Do you need a fruit, of dairy, and greens, right? So balance doesn't necessarily mean scale. It can mean 50-50, right? Equal. But it really just means getting the portion that you need to be satisfied, right? So, for instance, if I'm a family person, I may need 4 hours a week of family time because I'm a family person, right? But if I'm not a family person, I could take my 10-minute phone call one day a week and feel fine, right? If I am a gym person and I enjoy the gym, right, I may need to spend 6 hours a week at the gym. But if I'm not a gym person, I may spend 10 minutes watching somebody work out on my couch. You see what I'm saying? It just depends on what your needs are. And in general, we need to think about that in every aspect of our lives. And we're going to go through and talk about the 6 dimensions and what you need in each aspect, or how much of it you need in order to feel balanced, right? The next step from balance is harmony. Think about a symphony. Once you have balanced every aspect of your life, you want to get it in harmony. You want to align it, right? So a person walking past you, talking to you, they go, wow, that sounds like a beautiful symphony. That person, her life, her experiences, it sounds like a symphony, right? Everything is beautifully orchestrated where it just sounds like that's intriguing. That's a life that I can aspire to or motivates me, right? So when we think about harmony, it's the combination of things, right? How can I put these 6 areas together in a certain way that makes me feel like I'm thriving, not just existing, but thriving,